Hello, gents. Coming to you live from the Bat Cave, aka my kitchen. We're here to recap this year's Alice All-Stars 7, Season 7 Fantasy Football Draft. We're just going to go ahead and take it down in draft order. Bobby, we'll start with you. This was your first draft without Michael, and it showed. Instead of being named ... you should have been named ... As in, what were you thinking? The fantasy gods gave you the #1 pick, and you did the no-brainer and took AD. And then you continued the rest of the draft without your brain. The next two running backs that you selected were in round 4 and 7, I believe. One is a rookie and a running back by committee situation, and the other one's not even the starter for the Cardinals. You, sir, will be receiving a D for this year's draft. Better luck next year. Richie, you had a pretty decent draft. With your first 6 picks, you locked in 6 solid starters. Your biggest concern will be Glass Joe, aka Matt Schwab, who has yet to make it through an entire season without getting hurt. With the 7th pick, you got a steal in Marshawn Lynch. If it works out, that's all gravy. And if it doesn't, no sweat off your sack. It was your 7th pick, so who cares? We think you're going to have a very good season and give your draft, sir, a B. Francis, buddy, you had a horrible draft. You took the human bowling ball with your first overall pick, which we completely approve and applaud, but you don't really have another running back on your roster. Ward doesn't even start and is in a running back by committee situation. Hightower will likely be out of a job by week 5, and your wide receivers are suspect at best. Somebody get the Lysol, because your squad stinks. Hey, you can't spell Frank without an F, and that's exactly what you get, sir. Feel special. It's our only F of the season. Ray Vera, the music man himself. We like your draft. You took 2 studs with your first 2 picks and a very serviceable quarterback and wide receivers. We give you a B and expect you to make the playoffs. Lloyd, I swear to God, why do you even bother buying fantasy football draft magazines? All you do is pick names. Seriously, bro. You only have one guy under 30 on your squad, and the only reason you picked him is because his name was in the news every other day. This guy doesn't even have a contract yet and probably won't even play this year. The only question left about your draft is whether or not you'll be stubborn and let him eat up a roster spot all season long, or just man up to your mistake, cut him loose, and pick up someone you can actually use. Every September, you can bank on 2 things. The first Monday of the month is Labor Day, and Clint Long will have Larry Johnson and Tony Gonzalez on his roster. Your fantasy draft, sir, gets a D. The Shockers. I really like your draft. You have 3 horses at running back, a projected top 5 quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, and the only question is your wide receivers. If you can get just mediocre production out of them, you're looking at a bye week in the first round of the playoffs. You 2 gentlemen, get a B. Gabriel the Gunslinger Ramirez. You, friend, need to update your draft strategy. You took 3 running backs with your first 3 picks, which is okay, but not one of them is a bell cow, someone you can hang your hat on. All 3 are in running back by committee situations, and you don't even have a #1 wide receiver. Seriously, the first wide receiver you chose was Donald Driver, the #2 wide receiver on his squad. And I believe the next one you took was Chambers, another #2. Like a pesky fly at a barbecue, you'll likely hang around till the end, but I see you out of the top 6 come week 16. Your draft, sir, receives a C. Zeke, the Crazy Coyote Luna. Your draft has more questions than a game of Jeopardy. Breeze is your only true star. LT, question mark. Willie Parker, question mark. Roy Williams, question mark. Joseph Adai, you guessed it, question mark. Damn, bro. Next year, don't start drinking till at least the beginning of the 4th round. C- is your pick, and no playoffs for you. Drafting. Maybe Bobby was holding you back. You had solid first and second round picks. Warner is okay. Holmes started off the season on a great note. And Colston, if healthy, should do some damage. I'd like you to finish 6th or 5th and give your draft a C+. David Show Me TDs Munoz. It's never a good sign when the team name is actually better than the team drafted. Fitzgerald and Moss are understandable in your draft position, but making your first back taken, Pierre Thomas, with the 3rd slot, and then taking Reggie Bush with the 5th pick is brutal. P.S. You took the wrong Manning and are projected to finish 8th. C-. And last but not least, the Dallas Texans. My other pick for a possible first-round bye in the playoffs. 2 studs at running back, and then McFadden gets named the starter this week to give you a possible 3rd beast at the running back position. You have a steal for the quarterback with Romo, and another steal at the tight end position with Dallas Clark. And you have 2 very good wide receivers in Steve Smith and Brandon Marshall, if they can keep their attitudes in check. You get to move to the head of the class with the B+ and this year's Team to Beat ranking. Good luck to all, gentlemen. Frank, go ahead and start thinking of your draft strategy for 2010. You've got the 7th overall pick.